Are you afraid of who you're going to become if you're no longer binging? This is a deep, real, truthful conversation. You know you're powerful. You know you're powerful. You know that you have something incredible within you. And you know that you can conquer binge eating. Despite your results right now, despite how you're feeling around food, your body image right now, there is a part of you that knows I can do this. Even when there's fear, even when there's doubt, even after a binge, even after you've overeaten, there's something within you that's like, but I could do this. I can do this. I remember feeling this way on my journey. And the evidence, my results was I was not comfortable in my own skin at the time. And, things were getting better. Like I wasn't crazily binging, but I was still kind of overeating and just mindlessly snacking in the evening. But I still felt this pull inside of my heart that was like, Lorna, you're meant for something bigger. You're not meant to live a life like this. Like you are going to do this. And I know that you feel that way too, because if you didn't feel that way, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be listening to the podcast. You wouldn't be in my programs. You wouldn't be doing mentorship with me. Like there is a piece of you, a part of you that just deep down knows like, I can conquer. Like I actually can do this. And you've tapped into the greatest version of yourself multiple times, right? You probably like dibble-dabbled and you felt your higher self. You probably acted in alignment with your higher self multiple times. But you have to get honest with yourself and ask, are you afraid of knowing what your life is going to look like when you actually become her? When you actually become the woman that you deeply love? When you actually become the woman who freaking lights up the room? Every single room you walk into, it's like, boom, she's glowing. She's beautiful. You can tell she's confident. You can tell she loves herself. Food feels easy. You never binge. You never use food to comfort yourself anymore. You know that that's possible for you. You know that you've had like glimpses of freedom. You've had moments of freedom, moments of like, this is actually who I am. You've had moments of feeling like a badass. You've had moments of like, damn, like I'm making insane progress. Like I can't even believe this is my life. But when you really think about no longer binging, becoming the greatest version of yourself, is there a little bit of fear? Because what you want more than anything is to be her. To be the woman that's the best example to your children so that they never have to struggle with food like you did. They never have to look at themselves in the mirror and like just be like, ugh. Like you want them to love who they are. You want them to not have body image issues, not be obsessed over the way that they look. You want to be in a body that you feel good in, right? You want to be able to just eat like a normal person. You're fully tapped into your beautiful intuition. It's like you can easily say no to dessert without feeling deprived. You're like, it's just a straight up fact. I'm full. Like, I'm good. You want to be able to voice up and speak out when there are certain foods that don't make you feel well. And whether you're at a family's house or it's your partner or whoever it is, you want to be able to confidently be like, I'm not going to actually eat that because that hurts my stomach. No, thank you. I'm actually good. But there's fear. There's fear. You fear this next level of yourself. You fear the next level of actually becoming her, becoming this badass woman because you think it's a big jump. You think, oh, but it feels so far away. So much is going to change. Like, I don't know. Like, there's fear of the unknown. Like, what is that going to look like? I don't know. What is it going to look like? What is it going to feel like? There's so much fear of the unknown, but of course, there's fear of the unknown. Of course, it's unknown to you because you've never been there before. You haven't been this version of yourself before. So of course, there's fear of the unknown because you don't know what that looks like. But to wait to be like, I need to see what that looks like before I become her, it doesn't work like that. It's like, no, you actually need to show up and take action in alignment with the greatest version of yourself every single day. And that's how you become her. And then the unfamiliar becomes familiar. The discomfort becomes comfort. You don't become her overnight. You don't conquer binge eating overnight. You don't transform your body image overnight. You don't magically transform overnight. It's through the micro actions that you take every single day. I tell my clients all the time that things are working out for you behind the scenes. So you might not even be able to tangibly see the results or feel the results or feel your brain shifting, but things are happening behind the scenes. Like you are becoming her every single day. Things are shifting. Things are changing. And on the day where you feel fully in your power, like you are this living, breathing embodiment of the badass within you, guess what? It's not going to be a big shock to your nervous system. Your body's not going to be like, whoa, oh my gosh, too much power. I don't like this. It's not a shock because guess what? You have become her. You have been becoming her every single day. With every single micro action that you've took, every single thought that you have reframed, every single action and behavior you chose to not engage in. It's all adding up. You are becoming her every single day. You don't just go from, I feel so insecure to I'm the most confident person in the room. You don't go from, I'm so out of control with food to, I never binge overnight. It's this gradual process, right? Like your brain is rewiring. Your thoughts are changing around food. The way that you speak to yourself is different. Your hunger and fullness cues are becoming louder and louder and louder, and it's easier for you to tap into them. It's easier for you to become intuitive. It's easier for you to speak up for yourself, to have those boundaries, to say no to foods that don't serve you without feeling deprived. But it's a gradual process. It's not light switch on, I'm transformed and now I'm her and I'm this badass and I'm no longer binging. It's a gradual process. Think about, like a light switch, like off and on. That's not this process. You know those lights where you can like dim? It's like that's the process. It's actually hilarious. I'm actually in my house right now and I'm looking at the pot lights, and there was actually pot lights that were supposed to go on top of the dining room table and then a regular light by our like family room. And Andrew and I actually switched it. So the pot lights are where the TV is, because I thought we were going to get like the dim the light. I was like, ooh, like that's going to be romantic. When we're watching The Bachelor or watching Love is Blind, like, or whatever comedy, we could like dim the lights a little bit. No, it's still an on and off switch. But besides the point, your journey is not an on and off switch. It's not click of a button. I'm her. Click of a button. I no longer binge. It's this gradual process. So it's actually nothing to fear, right? Because you're not like transforming overnight. I mean, of course that's going to be a shock to your system. Of course there's going to be fear of like, oh my gosh, holy moly, I don't know if I'm ready for that. But you are ready for that because it's a gradual process. So it's like every single day you're becoming her. Every single day of you acting in alignment with the version of yourself that you want to be known for, you are transforming over time. Things are happening behind the scenes. So it's actually the most exciting thing to know that you are meeting greater versions of yourself every single day. Every single day you're tapping even more into your full potential. You're tapping into your power. You're tapping into your intuition. You're showing yourself what you're really capable of. You're challenging yourself. You're pushing yourself. You're taking steps forward towards conquering binge eating and being a woman that you are really proud of. There's gonna be fear, but fear does not mean pull back. That's sabotage, right? I see this so often where it's really easy to make a badass move at the beginning of your journey, right? Like if you're at rock bottom and you're like, okay, I need to stop my binge eating, it's actually pretty easy to be like, okay, like let's go. I'm ready. Like I'm ready for support. Like I need to do this. But when things are actually going really well, like honestly, I work with a lot of clients that because they said yes to themselves, it's like things are going well, less binges. They're speaking up for themselves. They're setting boundaries. They're overeating less. They're becoming more intuitive. They're being less snappy with their children. And that's all great. But what I see is a lot of people will do really well. And then it's like, okay, but you can't just stay there. Like you can't just make one badass move at the beginning. There's another level for you. So guess what? You have to make another badass move. And so you have to lean into the fear again. But this time it's a different level of fear. It's not like the same badass move or the same level of fear at the beginning. If you made the same badass move that you did at the beginning, it actually wouldn't even be that scary. You're like, well, I've done this before. So then you actually don't grow. You actually don't transform. You transform when you make an even bigger badass move. And this is why a lot of clients will come into the Root and Rewire membership and that could be a stretch. And then they're like, okay, Lorna, I'm freaking ready. I'm going all in. Like I'm upgrading to Conquer or I'm upgrading to the Academy. Like I'm ready for the highest level of support. Like let's freaking go because it's actually exciting. Like there's the thrill of like, oh my gosh, I'm making a badass move. Actually, the moment that you make a badass move is the moment the transformation begins because that's the activation. It's like, oh, I stepped into her. I'm becoming her. I'm not playing small. Like I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. Transformation is on the other side of you stepping out of your comfort zone. But I see so many people sabotage because they're like, oh no, but that feels scary, so I'm just going to pull back. Oh, that's kind of challenging, so I'm not going to do that. That is sabotage. And that's where you continue to stay where you are. Fear is a green light to go, to move, to take action, to show yourself that you can actually do this. Fear means I freaking care. This matters to me. It's important to myself. It's important to my family. Like I know what this actually means for my family. Fear does not mean don't do it. Fear means I'm ready for my next level. You're not like most people. Most people will say, there's fear. I'm out. Peace out. A-town. Most people will be like, oh my gosh, there's fear. I'm not going to do it. But a badass is like, oh, there's fear. All right. Well, here we go. The most powerful women don't just intellectually know that they're powerful. They act on their power because it's actually not true power if you just know you're powerful, but you don't do anything about it. Like you actually don't have power. You have power when you know that you're powerful. Like you know that there's something within you that's like, I'm meant for greater things. I'm meant for a healthy relationship with food. And you act on it. You move with your power. You are the one who's going to conquer. You're the one who's going to love yourself. You're going to be the one that freaking wakes up every single day having pinch me moments like, how is this my life? Because you chose to go for it. You chose to lean into your power, not fear your power, not fear who is this version going to be? Who am I going to be? You say, okay, well, of course it's unknown. I've never been her before. But that's the whole freaking point. I want to be her. So what are the steps that I need to take in order to be her? Powerful badasses also have fear, but they're powerful because they choose to lean in despite the fear. So walk with the fear, lean into the fear, choose to become her anyways. That's when you're not going to just intellectually know that I'm a powerful human being, but you actually feel it, right? You feel powerful when you feel scared to do something and then you do it. You're like, oh, I did it. You feel the power in that moment. I've never known someone that's like, I'm so powerful, but every time there's fear, they're like, nope. How can you feel powerful? You literally cannot feel powerful. That's when you feel like frustrated because you're not going for it. Like for me personally, it's actually never a risk for me to go all in. It's actually so much riskier for me to not go all in and play small, which I don't do, but I would feel frustrated because I'm like, I know that I'm capable of so much more. Like that's actually the frustration. The frustration isn't like, I don't think I can get there. It's like, no, you know you can get there. But the frustration comes when you know that you're not playing at the level that you're meant to be playing on. You're playing small. You're letting fear win. You're sabotaging yourself. That's actually when it's the most frustrating thing. Because you're like, I can do this. Like I'm so successful in so many other areas of my life. Like I could do this. Like you know that you can, but you're sabotaging. Every time that there's fear, it's like you pull back. That's actually more frustrating than freaking going all in. Because when you go all in, you know you're powerful. You feel like a badass who doesn't just conquer binge eating, but literally every single challenge can, come your way and you can overcome it. Like that's actual true power. True power is not, I know I'm powerful, but when there's something scary, I'm not going to do it. True power is like, I know I'm a powerful woman. I know what I want. I go after what I want. And even when it feels scary or it feels challenging, I take the leap. I go all in. Welcome to my mentorship, where you are pushed out of your comfort zone. You become the most powerful version of yourself. You show yourself what you're actually really capable of beyond food in all areas of your life. You are powerful and you know that you're powerful. But true power is not just, I know I'm powerful. True power is I lean into the power. I take action. I literally become her. And you don't have to fear that because again, it's not an on and off switch. You don't become her overnight. You don't become this badass. You don't conquer binge eating tomorrow. It's a gradual process that happens over time. And you are like, holy moly, like every single day you're making progress. Every single week you're making progress. And you're like, oh my goodness, this is my life. And then it's like, it's this beautiful gradual process where it's not a shock to your system. You're like, of course this happened. Of course I no longer binge anymore. Like that was my journey. Like when I became binge free, it wasn't like, oh my gosh. It was like, yeah, of course. I showed up for myself. I leaned in. I took action. I got the proper support. I showed up for myself. I used all the tools. I gave it my all. I committed long term. Like, of course, you're not shocked. You're not surprised. You're not like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. No, because when you do things sustainably, you actually trust that it's going to last. When you actually get the right support, you come into my programs, you actually get the right mentorship from someone who gets you. You don't have to worry about like, oh my God, am I going to ever binge again? Because you do things properly, you do things sustainably. So don't fear your power. Your power is, man, it's a superpower. It's your gift. But God did not give you power to just like believe like I'm meant for incredible things and I know I can conquer, but you don't do anything with the power. It's like you actually have to step into the power and show yourself like I can do hard things. Like I can conquer binge eating. I can literally be in a body that feels so freaking good. Show yourself what you're capable of because that's so possible for you. I look at so many of you guys and I'm like, man, if you just actually believed in yourself, like the other woman who has the results that you have that just chose to believe in herself, you would be where you wanted to be. This is it. So walk with the fear, lean into the fear, choose to become her anyways. And that's when you literally feel unstoppable. That's when you feel like your true self. That's when you feel like, damn, I am a freaking badass. Nobody feels powerful. Nobody feels like a badass when it's like, I'm too scared. I can't do that. It's like you feel like a badass when you do something that scares you. One of the clients inside of the Root and Rewire membership, she upgraded to Conquer. And she messaged me. She's like, I just shit my pants. And I'm like, welcome to the club. But she's like, it's literally been the greatest thing. She's literally just been in there for not even a long time. And she's like, this is the greatest thing. Like, I'm so proud of myself for doing that. Of course she's going to feel like a badass. Of course she's going to feel powerful. Of course she's going to conquer because she didn't let fear hold her back. She's like, this is the most important thing for me, for my children. Like, I want to do this. Like, I'm excited. Yeah, there's fear, but I'm going to do it anyways because that's what a badass does. So lean into your power. There's nothing to fear. It's actually more scarier not going for it because you always wonder, what if? And like, that's the greatest risk of all time. It's like, but what if I could have done it? What if I could have been in a body that I loved? What if I could have been free from food? What if? There's no what if when you just go for it and you get the results and you're like, oh, I did it. That is true power. That is true power. So if you enjoyed this episode, send me a message on Instagram. Let me know that you enjoyed this episode. Maybe drop it a fire emoji. Be like, yes, this lit a fire under my butt. But I don't want you to just have a fire under your butt. Like, I want you to move. So like, message me. Like, let's get you inside of the membership, Conquer the Academy. Like, there's different levels based off of where you're at. Some of you guys, your next level is the membership. Some of you guys, your next level is, okay, it's time to go into Conquer. Some of you guys are like, your next level is the Academy and you know it. Like, you know that you're meant to get the highest level of support. You're meant to work with me in close proximity to fully step into your binge-free life. Some of you guys know you're ready for the Academy. So don't just be inspired by this. Like, I don't want you to be like, you know, wow, like this was amazing. Like, no, do something with it. Like, message me, make a big badass move, fully step into your power. Don't just know you're powerful, actually step into your power because that's actually when you're the most powerful woman that you know.